Hi everyone, my name is HIJRAH BINTI MUSTAPA and my MATRIC number is BT21503. And for my individual assignment in business ethics, I have chosen to explore the topic of cybersecurity technologies. In today's world, cybersecurity is no longer just about installing antivirus software. It has evolved into a massive industry involving artificial intelligence, encryption, and complex monitoring systems that protect everything from our bank accounts to our private messages. But here is the core problem I want to discuss today. As these technologies become more powerful, they also become more intrusive. We are now facing a major ethical conflict between the need for organizational security and the right to individual privacy. In this presentation, I will explain how this technology is used in business, the ethical dilemmas it creates, and how I believe we can solve them. First, let's look at how businesses can actually do this technology. On one hand, cybersecurity is a hero. Banks use AI to stop fraud before it happens, and e-commerce sites use encryption so we can shop safely. Without these tools, the digital economy would collapse. However, there is a darker side that has emerged, especially with the rise of remote work. Companies are increasingly using cybersecurity tools not just to fight hackers but to monitor their own employees. This is often called bossware. These systems can track keystrokes, take screenshots of your desktop every 10 minutes, and even record your location. While the business goal is security and productivity, the method is essentially surveillance. This brings us to the critical ethical challenge, the conflict between safety and dignity. If we look at this through the lens of utilitarianism, which focuses on the greatest good for the greatest number, a business might argue that spying on employees is justified. If monitoring prevents one major data breach that could ruin the company, then the loss of privacy for a few employees is a price worth paying. But if we apply deontology, which focuses on moral duties and rights, this behavior is unethical. Deontology argues that humans have an inherent to privacy. Treating employees merely as a security risk to be watched constantly violates their dignity. It treats them as a means to an end, rather than as people. Reflecting on this Reflecting on these frameworks, my personal stance aligns more with the deontological perspective. I believe that trust is the foundation of any business relationship. If I were a business leader, I would find it unethical to use stealth over to spy on my team. Research shows that invasive monitoring creates a trust deficit. It creates a toxic culture where employees feel nervous and stressed. Ironically, this makes the company less secure because unhappy employees are less likely to follow rules. Therefore, my leadership perspective is that security should never come at the cost of human dignity. We need to protect data, yes, but we must do it in a way that respects that people working for us. So, how do we fix this? I have 4 recommendations for business to innovate responsibly. The first one is to adopt privacy by design. Security systems should be able to collect the minimum amount of data necessary, not the maximum. Second, ensure radical transparency. Never make employees guess if they are being watched. Companies should have clear policies explaining exactly what is monitored and why. The third one is focus on outcomes, not activity. Instead of tracking keystrokes, managers should measure actual work delivered. This respects autonomy. And the last one is conduct ethical audits. Companies should regularly review their security tools to ensure they are accidentally discriminating against anyone or causing undue stress. To conclude, true security isn't about control, it's about culture. By being transparent and respectful, businesses can be safe and ethical. Thank you for watching.